Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I've created this channel to teach about generative AI and the cool applications that you can use using Gen AI. So, here I have created one which is called Chat with PDF. Now, in my previous two videos, I have created one which is called Image to Story app and Chat with PDF Part 1. But this time I decided to, upload a video with my voice, giving you a breakdown explanation on how the application works and what are the features that we can implement in order to, have a question answer chatbot with our PDF documents. So this is a type of RAG application. And without further ado, let's go right into it and see how exactly this app works. So if in the left hand side you can see here the choose LLM, and here you can choose what choice of LLMs you need. So here I decided to keep four, like a Llama 3, 8 billion parameters, a GPT 3.5 Turbo, a Mistral that is 8 into 7B, and the Gamma 7B. So here where we can choose the LLMs of our choice, and further down we can see that we can vary the temperature values between 0 and 1. So the higher means the answer that you want is more creative, and the lower means you want it more abstract. Now here is where we upload our documents. So I'll just go right ahead and upload a document. So I decided to go for this document called climate change. Now this is an example of how we can use an application like this to process our documents so that we can ask questions if we want to know what the document is about instead of reading through the entire PDF yourself, right? So here it's a small document, it's not that big of a size, so it's like 154.9 KB. Okay. Now the document has processed, meaning that we have created embeddings for it, stored it into a vector database, and now we will be asking questions to retrieve the particular answers that we need. Now, an in-depth explanation of what RAG is, I will do a future video on how that works, the theoretical, intuition and the insights required, to practically implement such a thing. So let's go ahead and now try to query something from our document. Now, I'll just ask, what is climate change? Okay. Now, here, if you see below, you can also have a feature where you can ask the question using your voice. But note, the answer may take a little longer to generate with audio. Okay. So now that when I ask the question using text, it's able to give me the answer. According to the project, climate change refers to a shift in average weather conditions, including measures such as temperature, humidity, rainfall, etc., and changes in the frequency or severity of these conditions. All right, so it gave me an answer. Now let me try one with a voice input. Okay, let me ask. So, what is the summary of the document? And when I click to stop recording, it should now generate me an answer. So, like I said, it's a note here that the answer takes a little longer to generate with audio. Yeah. So you can clearly see here, let me ask. So, what is the summary of the document? And if you see below, the document appears to be an introduction to climate change and UK's goal of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Okay, that's great. Now, if you go down, we can see more on like the related context of the answers. So here we see several countries, including you have signed up to the national goal of net greener as part of a contribution to this global effect. Okay, in June 2000, the UK's government parliament greenhouse gas by 2050. So you can just read through this, and like that, we have similar answers. What is it? What is the Earth's atmosphere? and about future impacts of climate change. So these are more contextually related to the question that I've asked. All right. So if you want to upload multiple documents, we can do so. But before that, let me see if I can generate the same answer, but this time I'll use a different LLM. So the LLM you were using was Llama 3. Now let's try to do the GPT 3.5 Turbo. Let's see how the answer will differ. All right, because I've given an audio input, we'll retain that. Okay, so you can see that the answer is now slightly varied. The document discusses true teaching as well as importance of addressing the climate change globally. Okay, now let's see if I can just change the temperature value and see what the output looks like. So it's slightly differed this time, and I think it's slightly more longer than before, right? And let's see if I want to put another LLM. This time, let's try Gamma 7B and see what answers we get. Right. So, guys, I hope you're enjoying the video, and please do like and subscribe if you want to have more notifications of applications like these. Okay, now we can see that the answer is little more detailed and structured with the Gamma 7B. So the provided document discusses issue of climate change and the need for UK's a summary. Okay, the document highlights the global net and UK specific to achieve goals by 2050, explains the concept of atmosphere and its role in trapping heat and regulating the Earth's temperature. So this is very interesting. Like some of the elements that we used, like the previous two, like GPT and the Llama, we are not able to get the answer in the right. I mean, it was not very structured, unlike the one which we used when we tried Gamma 7B. So here the answer seems to be more, readable, so which is quite interesting. So you can kind of experiment with different models and see what best answer you can get, as well as varying the temperature and seeing like, let's see if let's put it in one. Let's see what answer we get this time. So with this, we can kind of understand what models are good and what temperature values instead of most RAG applications where we just use a single model and then with a predefined temperature. We can just vary it over here and we can even add more models. Right now, I just, for this example, like a test fun project, I just added only 4, but we can add more models and we can also have obviously bigger PDFs with much larger, word embeddings. I mean, with, sorry, not much larger word embeddings, but with more data which we can then query with. And here we can see that the answer has changed slightly. And yeah, so now let's see what is greenhouse gas. What is greenhouse gas emissions? Let me just ask this. Greenhouse gas emissions. Right, let's see how this works. The provided text does not contain information regarding greenhouse, so I'm unable to answer this question. Okay, so basically the document does not exactly explain, but let me say if I can try a different model and see if it gives me the answer. I think it should. There you go. So the model changed with to Mistral and now it gave me the answer. How interesting is that? So yeah, you kind of have to play with the different models and see like which is giving you the answer because not every LLM model can be accurate on what information it needs to give. So let's try a GPT 3.5 Turbo and let's see. Yeah. So whenever we're making these RAB applications, I think it needs to be taken into consideration like what LLMs you're using and what temperature values are giving so that we can get the best possible answer from our documents. All right, now let's try uploading on multiple files now. So I'll just go browse files, and now I'll just add this low high paper. This is so the embedding is also being done for the second paper now, the lower high paper, and we'll just have to give it some time. So guys, if you're interested in making something similar to this, I will next video show a coding breakdown of how all these features are being implemented. So when this video gets at least 150 views and 30 likes, I will definitely create a coding breakdown for creating this application. Alright, now let's just ask the question. Give me the summary of the two documents. So I will now see the summary of the two documents I uploaded, and yeah, so it shows here the first document introduces the concept of climate change, focusing on the Earth's atmosphere, greenhouse gases, and global warming. All right, and the second document provides additional for understanding climate change and global warming in instances. Okay, so here we are basically getting the same answer, but we're not getting for the climate change document. So let me just try to change my LLM and see if my answer will differ now. Okay, now my answer has changed with the Mistral LLM. The first document introduces climate change, focusing on Earth's atmosphere and global warming. And the second document is a scientific paper about a neuromorphic main core processor called Low-High, developed by Intel. The paper describes the processor architecture, which includes on-chip learning capabilities. So that's interesting. So when I switched the LLM to Mistral, I was able to get the answer for what the second document is. So sometimes maybe when the information is being retrieved, it may not be accurate. So even if you're using the same LLM, perhaps if we change the temperature value, maybe our answer might be more accurate than before. Okay, so when I change the temperature value here to 0.4, again the answer slightly varies. Alright, and if we just look at the document similarity, the first one is Introduction to Climate Change, and the second one is about microprocessors. Several, okay, breathing and climate. So okay, so we have like a mix here where one document talks about climate change and the other one talks about the different processes and the articles mentioned. So yeah, I think what we need to see is that based on what your use cases is, maybe you can apply multiple documents which are very similar together. So here guys, I have uploaded two different documents, so it's able to give me somehow the answer for two different documents. But I think the application here would be to use similar documents so that the information is more comprehensive and the fetching would be much more easier. The LLM still managed to fetch even after uploading two different documents. So I would still say that performance is good. All right. So yeah, do let me know what you guys think. And again, please do subscribe and share this video. Thank you all.